What's up, guys? You know who it is. I'm going to do a quick video about how to approach a tool truck if you've never approached one. So real quick, anybody who knows the channel knows that I had never been, up until today, had never been on a Snap-on tool truck. I do have a friend that owns and operates a Matco truck. And before I moved here recently, I had access to a Mac Tools truck. So I had been on a Matco and a Mac Tools truck, but never Snap-on, which is kind of interesting because, like I said, the majority of my tools are Snap-on, from wrenches to pliers to sockets, hammers, you name it. Pretty much is all Snap-on. With that being said, how do you approach a tool truck? So this is what I do. So if you see a tool truck in and around your area and you want to go on that truck, you can do what I would do. I would take down a number. They're always going to have the number on the side of their truck, their name and their number, or their business and their number, but reach out to that person via telephone. So don't call them, send them a text first and say, hey, my name is such, so-and-so. I saw that you were visiting X business, and I would like to see if you would be willing to allow me to come onto your truck and perhaps make a purchase. One thing that I did, which some people may say is over the top, but when I saw the Snap-on truck, I came home, I took some photographs of my toolbox in terms of the general layout. So I stepped all the way back and I took one big photograph which showcased my entire setup, right? And then I came over and I decided to take a picture of my socket drawer. I did my ratchet drawer, primarily because it's Snap-on and everything in this drawer is Snap-on. So I photographed my ratchet drawers, my pliers, and then I decided after that, I says, well, you know what, maybe I'll do a video. So I came back and I did a short little video, nothing too long, and I said, hey, here's all my test equipment here. I also got stuff down there. Here's my main box with my sockets, etc. And this is what I carry. And I came over here and showed my overflow box and what I had in that. Just a quick video, not a toolbox tour, but just the general layout of what I got. Why did I do that? Because what that's told the dealer is that, hey, this guy does buy tools. This guy does have tools. He knows what tools are. The fact that they were Snap-on tools lets him know that I'm a Snap-on buyer and I understand the pricing, understand the tools, etc. So I'm not going to get in the truck and be like, oh, that ratchet's $150. That's way too much. Gear Wrench sells theirs for $50, because people will do that. And so I was trying to show him that I'm a serious buyer, that I have serious interest in his tools or what he has on the truck. And so I'm not just simply a tire kicker. And I think that was important to do. It may have been over the top. Most people probably say, I'm not going to go through all the time to do all that. I'm just going to call the guy, say, can I get in your truck? If he says yes, great. If he says no, okay, go kick rocks. But I was trying to really make a headway with this dealer because I don't have a dealer and I would like to buy tools from Snap-on, and I would like to be able to go in the truck, and I would like to have the ability to warranty a tool if and when I need to do that. So building that relationship with the tool truck provider was imperative. So I went through that extra steps. When I got onto the tool truck today, so let's take a step back. So he reached back out and says, yeah, that'll be no problem. Love to have you come on the truck. I'm in your area on Thursday. So I said, okay, great. So I said, then, is there any particular route that you visit that would be, the least amount of hectic or the least amount of traffic flowing through that I could come and I can look at your stuff and, I can meet you? Because the last thing that I wanted to do is interrupt his route from his normal buyers, right? So people that already have established relationships with, I don't want to be stealing their time because they're getting on that truck. They may be flat rate, they may be whatever, and they may not have a lot of time. They may have a shitty boss that doesn't really want them on the truck, and so they got to get on and get off. So I try to account for that, thinking ahead, making sure that I'm thinking about the next guy in line. So that's just being smart about it. And I even let him know that that was my intent, which was not to interrupt anyone that may be a normal buyer or a frequent person on his vehicle. So we established that, figured out where to meet him at. I showed up. Now, when I got there, people were coming out to the truck And so I made sure to let those guys go on first. They went on the truck, I followed behind. I went to the very back of the truck, stayed very quiet, let them conduct their business. And then while at the same time, I'm looking through to see exactly what I want. Case in point, as I showed in my previous video, I picked up these two sets of pliers here. So I had those in my hand. I'm continually looking around to see what else is on the truck. Let them conduct their business. Once they were done, I walked up to him, introduced myself, which he knew who I was when I walked on the truck, but I introduced myself formally and said, hey, thank you for, let me get an opportunity to come on your truck. That's awesome. And here are the two items that I'm interested in right now. And I set those down. So the next thing I decided to do was engage him in conversation, right? So I started talking to him about tools, etc., just kind of letting him know my background, who I am, because you're trying to build that relationship, right? You want this is not a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am type thing. You want to make sure that he knows who you are and a little bit about you. So I says, hey, my name is James Taylor. I'm a mechanical engineer. I'm not a mechanic. I do have a pretty cool, what I believe to be a cool shop at home. I do a lot of builds with trucks and cars. I work on motorcycles, etc., tractors, which is what I've been doing here lately. And I'm an avid tool user, and I like to collect certain tools as well. So I said it's a little bit more than just simply using the tools, but it's more or less a hobby as well. And so I have a lot of Snap-on, etc., or it could be a Cornwell, or whoever you get in the truck with, just to kind of let them know what you're all about. So that opened up the conversation. We started to talk more, and next thing you know, I was on the truck for like an hour. Now I know people will say, Jesus, dude, you're consuming his time, but he was generating the conversation. So he was asking questions, he was engaging me. So the last thing I'm going to do is jump off the truck, right? I'm trying to build a friendship, trying to build a rapport. So I remained on the truck as long as he wanted me there, and we talked. And then eventually we decided to go ahead and part ways. He had to get onto his next route. He said, hey, yes, get into my next time, so let me go ahead and get out of here. And so we parted ways, and off I went. But I now have a Snap-on dealer. I now have someone that I can talk to about getting tools. I even talked to him about a CT761 that is brand new but doesn't work, and how I should handle that. Just kind of having that conversation, that rapport, with this guy. So now I have that relationship with him. I'll meet him again next Thursday. I believe he's actually going to come to my shop, which will be cool. I'll have all the space and everything like that for him, but I think we're going to try to do it that way. Don't know if I'll be to get content. Hopefully I'll be able to, but I want to build that relationship with him first. And then once I have, established rapport with him and certain expectations on both parties' behalf are laid, and then we'll kind of talk about the potential of filming on the truck. But I know that's a very interesting situation, and I really wanted to get to know who he was before I hit him over the top with, hey, I'm also a YouTuber, and I talk about tools all the time. So I held back, airing all of my background in terms of that stuff, because that'll come in time. That's not something that needs to be discussed right up front. But it is something that we'll talk about in the future. So hopefully that relationship will work out. And also I try to make sure to, if you're going to go in a truck, whether it be Cornwell, Snap-on, or whatever, I would recommend that you try to know what you're going to have interest in. So if you say, I've never been on a Cornwell truck and there's a specific Cornwell plier or ratchet that you want to look at, make sure that you have the part numbers, make sure that you know a little bit about it, so that when you get on the truck, it shows that you've done your homework. And it also will help speed up the time that you're on the truck so that you're not on too long, and you can kind of get your business conducted and get the hell out of there. I'm not going to say they're always going to want to be talky like my guy is, but my guy was, he had the time. He, I assume that he enjoyed my time on the truck, or my presence, because like I said, he was the one who was, basically carrying about with the conversation and sharing information about who he was. And we had some common friends and stuff like that we ultimately realized. But he drove the conversation, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I felt comfortable being on the truck a little bit longer than what I would have. Now, when I was with my Mac guy, I got on the truck, did a little bit of convo, and got the hell out of there because, you know, he and I did not have that same level of understanding or whatever, or, you know, I don't know if it was a likability thing or whatever, but we just kind of got on, shared our pleasantries, and then off I went. And more times than not, I was getting off of work and I was trying to get home anyway. I didn't want to be stuck on the bad side of town all day, so I was trying to get the hell out of there. My Matco guy, obviously he and I are friends. That's Terry G. And so Terry G and I have known each other for a number of years. So it was nothing for he and I to spend more time on the truck, just kind of shooting the shit. But yeah, so that's pretty much the lay of it, guys. Just, you know, make sure that you are considerate of your dealer's time. Make sure that you think about, you know, what you're going to be looking at. Make sure that you reach out and you're professional at how you reach out. Don't come off as a Neanderthal or an idiot or whatever. Just, you know, be professional about it. And it will make your tool truck experience more pleasurable, both for you and your prospective dealer. So if you have any other questions about that, guys, let me know. I would be more than happy to answer it for you. But until then, I will catch you on the next video. Peace.